Hi and welcome to our Stage 1 exercise class. We need you to wear appropriate, comfortable clothing and footwear. You might want some music for motivation, have some water or some fluid to hand, and if you need any medication, have that nearby too. If you have any of the following symptoms, then please stop and seek medical advice. We are expecting you to get out of breath today, but you should be able to hold a conversation. We'll now start with a warm-up.
Make sure that we are comfortable where we're seated, our tummy's pulled in, shoulders are back, and we're sitting as tall as we can. We're going to get a little bit out of breath, but that's okay. We're going to get ready to start some exercise now. This warm-up is going to be for 2 minutes, so follow with me. We're going to rotate the heels up. Taking both feet round, all one at a time, and then changing your direction when you feel ready. Then we're going to pop our heels on the floor and do the same with our toes. Change that direction back round. Great. Okay, we're going to bring it up to the knees now. We're going to extend our knees out one at a time, and we're going to push our toes up to the ceiling. Nice and slowly. Lifting our legs one at a time. One more here. Okay, up to the hip region. We're going to squeeze our glutes, okay? So we're sitting as tall as we can, squeeze our glutes and feel ourselves raise out of the chair. Squeeze and then raise down. And then one more. Okay, coming up the body now, we're going to do some forward punches. We're going to keep the hands at a comfortable height, slowly going forwards. Remember, we're warming up here. Keep our tummy pulled in nice and tight, keep our posture nice and straight. Then we're going to bring our hands down to our sides and then just do some dips down to the sides. Again, lead with that shoulder coming down, keep that tummy pulled in. Working up to the head, we're going to take our head round, we're going to roll our head round to the sides, bring it back round again. Give me one more here. That's it. And then our pelvic tilt, so as we're sitting in the chair, we need to push forwards and then bring down. So push forwards. If needs be, you can use a little bit of support at the side of the chair for this. And then the final one, our tummy brace. Hands just below our tummy, and we're going to take a deep breath in and out. Feel the tummy coming away from your hand. One more. Well done. That's the end of the warm-up there. Now that you've finished your warm-up, we're going to begin the circuit. Each circuit has 3 phases to it. You have a beginner's part of it, then you have 2 more elements that are slightly more challenging. Please choose the level that you feel comfortable doing. We're going to begin by marching. So with me, feet are shoulder width apart, our tummy's pulled in and our shoulders are back, and we're standing as tall as we can. We're going to gently move the feet, taking the heels off the floor. Let the arms just sway a little bit by the sides, nice and natural. Now remember, you've got to go at a pace that you can manage here. Okay, so keep those feet moving, keep those arms swinging, stand as tall as you can. Remember that when you're exercising, you should be able to have that conversation still with somebody, so don't try and push levels too much in the beginning. Keep that movement going. For our next level, we're going to increase the arm speed just that little bit more, and we're going to raise those knees just that little bit higher. If you want to take it that little bit more though, make it a little bit of a cross with the knees. Our next exercise is going to be mini squats. Now remember, with mini squats, even if you have pelvic pain, it is okay to do this exercise as long as you're putting the level into practice that you can manage and it's appropriate for you. So we're going to begin by showing you the first level. So with me, let's have our feet shoulder width apart, just a little bit further. One hand that's going to be on the chair at the side, so we've got a little bit of balance there, and we're going to drop the bum down at the back and we're going to come back up. Now you continue this motion with me. As we're doing it, we're just doing a little bend with the knees so they don't come forward over the line of the toes. Our back is nice and straight and our tummy is pulled in with our chest out. Now this is to go at a pace that you feel comfortable with. So just keep that movement going. For our next level, all we're going to do is take it to sit down on the seat. As we're there, sitting as tall as we can, bringing it back up. For our next level, we're going to take our body positioning so our back is firmly in that wall. Our feet just need to be wide apart with our toes turned out and enough where you've got a tiny bit of a gap behind where your hands can go. We're going to slide down as far as we can go and we're going to bring it up. For our next exercise, we are going to be doing wall press-ups. So I'm going to show you a quick demonstration here. We need to make sure that our feet are fairly close to the wall. We've got our hands on just a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. We need to have our fingers spread so we've got a good support there at our base. Tummy's pulled in, shoulders are back. And we're going to take our nose and head down to the wall and then back. So with me, let's keep this going. We should feel the weight in our heels and we should be nice and balanced. Our progression for wall press-ups. We're going to take our feet a little bit further away from the wall. Our hands are still going to be placed firmly on. Tummy's going to be pulled in. For our next level, floor press-ups. Now for this, if you have got a mat, great. If not, a pillow. We're going to have our hands down, shoulder width height. We're going to keep our tummy pulled in and we're going to keep our back nice and straight. And all we're going to do is just lower the body to the floor and then bring up. Our next exercise is leg abduction. So for this, we are going to be working at the bottom half of the body here. So we've got two ways that we can support ourselves. We can either have hands on the wall here, or we can take hands to the side. So the first one I'm going to show you, hands to the side. So comfortably hands on there. Let's take our leg that's furthest away from the wall out to the side a little bit and bring it down. Keeping our tummy pulled in and shoulders back. So our back is lovely and straight. And keep this movement going. Nice steady breaths as well. Remember, it's okay to be a little bit out of breath here. Keep that other leg nice and flexed so we're not standing too heavy on that leg. Now we're going to take it round to the other side here. So with me, for the next exercise for leg abduction, you need to get yourself a tin of beans or anything that's just a little bit weighted. And we're going to take our leg out and we're going to take the arm out with it. Our next exercise is going to be lifting our weight that little bit higher with the same motions down on our leg. Our next exercise is going to be pelvic tilting. So for this, we would like you to get your shoulder blades into the wall there. Knees are slightly bent so they're nice and soft, okay, and our weight should feel in our heels. Now hands are going to be on our bump here. Now the idea is that we are pushing our pelvis back, so we're filling that gap behind, and then we're going to bring it forwards. And we're pushing back and then bringing forwards. Now this is really good at strengthening all the muscles around that area, especially when we're going through pregnancy we need to make sure that we're well supported. Our next exercise is going to be doing our pelvic tilt, but on the floor. We're going to take it out on all fours, make sure our hands are over our shoulders, we're nice and comfortable, and we're going to take the pelvis down and then we're going to tilt. Keep that tummy pulled in all the time. Our next exercise is seated pelvic tilts using a stability ball. Our feet are grounded, our shoulders back, our tummy's pulled in. Now we're going to place one hand in front of our bump and the other one just on our back. And all we're going to do is push our pelvis back and bring it forward. We're sat down, shoulder width apart with the feet. We're going to take our arms out in front, and all we're going to do is stretch them out until you feel that squeeze on the back and bring them in. Keeping those elbows tucked in as you go in, and pull that tummy in nice and tight to engage those core muscles. Nice big deep breaths as we're doing this, and feel that squeeze at the back. Keep that motion going. Our next exercise is the dumbwaiter, but we're doing this standing. We do have to engage those core muscles. So once we've got our tummy pulled in, let's take our hands out to the sides, push those shoulders back, elbows in, and squeeze those shoulder blades back. Our next option for the dumbwaiter is using some hand weight. Hands in the hand, and then I'm going to do the same action. The idea is that your hands are just below your tummy button here, and you should feel your tummy pulling in and then bringing it out, then pulling in and bringing out. So I'm going to transfer that to all fours. Okay, on the floor, tummy pulling in and out, in and out. Our next exercise that we're going to help with the tummy bracing is going to be on all fours, but we're going to be extending the leg out from the back. Our next exercise is progressing that tummy bracing. These are going to be called Supermans. Now it's really important when we're doing this exercise that we have our tummy pulled in, our back nice and straight, so when we take that arm and leg out that we are nice and balanced. Our next exercise is child pose. This is a stretch for the lower back and hips. This can help relieve backache. I'm going to talk you through the exercise, and then we're going to hold that exercise for 30 seconds if we can. Okay, so we're going to take our knees just slightly wide apart, enough so we can feel our bump go through our legs. Okay, we're going to reach our arms forward, we're going to pull our tummy in. And the idea is that when we're down on the floor, we need to breathe naturally. Okay, so let's take it down, walk the arms out, feel that bump going through, and hold. Our next exercise with a child's pose is bringing in a chair. So we're going to bring our hands onto the chair, our knees are split apart, and we're going to let our bump drop between our knees as before and relax the head down. Our next exercise for the child's pose is bringing in a stability ball. We're taking our same position as before, but if you feel it's more comfortable to have a rocking motion, then you can bring it back up and do that. Our next exercise is bent knee fallouts. So this one is okay to do if you have pelvic pain, as long as you're keeping it within your comfortable limits. So our next part is going to be to make sure that you're sat fairly close to the edge of the chair, but you are comfortable. Back's nice and tall, tummy's pulled in. The idea is that the weight should be in the balls of your feet, and we're going to allow one leg to gently go out to the side and then bring it back in. Keeping that tummy pulled in, nice and tight, and then the same on the other side. Okay, that's it. So keep this going. In terms of hand positioning, you just keep them wherever comfortably possible. You can keep them on the edge of the chair, you can have them around the sides of your hips. But keep those feet fairly close together so you get that angle coming out with the leg. So let's keep this movement going. So for this exercise with the bent knee fallout, we're going to be on the floor, keeping our feet together and then allowing one of our legs to come out and then bring it back in again. Our next exercise for our bent knee fallout is using a stability ball. You're sat comfortably with your tummy pulled in, taking the leg out to the side and then bringing it back in. Our next exercise is going to be side stretches. So for this, we need to have our feet shoulder width apart and our hands hanging down loose. The idea is that we're reaching up to one side and we can feel the stretch down on the opposite side. Let's open it up. Okay, and then we're taking it down the other side. And then we're going to take one across the body. For our next exercise for side stretches, we're going to be using one of the stability balls. Make sure that we've got our heels in and we're sat as tall as we can, and let's take the actions up. For our next level, we're going to be bringing in some weights. Make sure our feet are grounded on the floor, tummy's pulled in nice and tight, shoulders are back, and we're going to take our hands up with the weight.
Well done, congratulations, you've done fantastic. Thank you for taking part in the exercise class today. We do encourage you to do general exercise and movement throughout the remainder of your day and your week, and anything up to or more than 150 minutes of gentle activity throughout your week. This may be to the level where you're a little bit breathless, but still able to have a conversation. If you do have any further questions, then please seek medical advice from your midwife or from a physiotherapist. Thank you.